2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, basketball fans. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to 2K Sports. I'm here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Tonight, it'll be the Philadelphia 76ers going up against the Phoenix Suns here at their home. And guys, for the Suns, the wheels have started to come off for them recently. Clearly a mid-season swoon taking place. We'll see if they can start to shake out of it tonight. And we saw flashes of it last year. But after the long wait, it appears that Joel, the process Embiid, is the real deal. Big fella, if he stays healthy, can he be the best big man in the league?
I say yes. And even though we compare him to a lot of big men, Hakeem, David Robinson, Patrick Ewing, I'm going to say he's more like Chris Webber. Great shot from the outside and post moves that are beyond his years. Very fluid. I like this kid. The new C. Webb, that's his name.
You think he could give you 30?
Oh, no, not at all.
So you're not real serious real quick.
Yes,
he was so happy about it.
Yes,
Changed
he
his whole facial
did.
expression.
You can
So
cancel
scowl
that.
he had, he was like, wait.
You can cancel that one, Ernie.
No way he can give me 30.
Well, I think it's rare to see guys his size, obviously.
Stop it. I did it. Don't say rare when I did it.
Now he doesn't
Don't
like
say
it.
rare when I did it first.
Suddenly he's not that hot on Joel Embiid.
Rare is meaning it's 5 or less, and there are not. You're one of the 5.
Okay.
So 5
You're
or less.
medium rare.
Hakeem,
Yourself.
C. Webb.
No, C. Webb is not a real true big. He's not too big. C. Webb is 6'9".
Take it to Kevin before I knock Kenny out, Ernie.
Excellent point. Kevin, take it.
Happy New Year's Eve. Thank you for joining us here on 2K Sports for the NBA. We're all dressed up and ready to go. Kevin Harlan here, and I'm joined by Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines. It's the Philadelphia 76ers and the Phoenix Suns. And David Aldridge is standing by for our pregame report. David, good evening.
Well, guys, when Devin Booker's father finished his playing career in Europe, Devin, who was then 15, moved from Michigan to Mississippi to train with him. Devin said it was a culture shock, but it was the best decision I ever made. I was a student of the game, but I never understood the grind. He instilled that, and it stuck with me. Kevin?
And that kind of toughness is crucial to have at a young age. Thanks, D.A. Clark, good rebounding teams tonight. What makes these teams so strong, so reliable on the glass?
Well, initially it starts with good, solid defense because you're in better rebounding position when your defense isn't spread out and rotating. And then you locate players, box them out, master those basic fundamentals. And then the other thing is you pursue the ball. I mean, when it comes down to it, rebounding is about positioning and going after the ball.
And so here we go, the 76ers to start it. Oh, look at the 76ers starting group. They've got Fultz, Joel Embiid out there with Dario Saric. Then it's Robert Covington, and it's Simmons in at the 1 spot. Now here's Covington. That's tipped. Now here's Payton. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. Here's Simmons, and Simmons slams it in.
Kevin, for a young player, I like the way Fultz sees the floor. He knows and feels when a guy is open.
And here are the Suns now. This game coming on the heels of their win against the Kings.
And when you shoot a high percentage from distance, that gives you momentum and really keeps the opponent on the ropes.
Yep, exactly. And it also stretches that defense out a little bit, expands the floor for you, and makes things really hard for the defenders when you space and stretch them like that.
Here's Payton. And the Suns get it back. Tries it again. Here's Chandler. Missed it, even after all those chances.
They are 0 for the game thus far. 0 of 4 here, still looking for their first make.
Fultz, no good. Well, it was the 76ers, their last game, a loss to the Nuggets.
Yeah, their last outing was a rough one. Have to be careful of falling in love with that 3.
And you know what, Greg, you can't afford to be a one-function offense. You know what I mean? You've got to be versatile. Got to spread it out and mix it up inside, too.
Payton kicks to Jackson. And the Suns miss again. The 76ers have gone just 1 for 5 from the field to start the quarter. Fultz, no good.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint.
Payton against Simmons. Inside. Out to Chris. Dishes it to Chandler. 4 on the shot clock. Here's Payton. And that misses. That would have put him up. And now here comes Simmons leading the break. Covington with the bucket.
And Simmons is just a complete package, a player that can really drop dimes to his teammates.
Suns still looking like they're getting going here. Looking for their first basket of the game. They set the pick. Chandler dishes to Payton. Looking to end the drought. Payton with another miss.
And the stroke definitely lacking confidence this quarter. Nothing on target.
It's taken away by Payton. It's stolen by Fultz. Lobbed up there for Embiid. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Simmons. And this break gives us a moment to look at the leading playmakers among rookies for the past 10 games. Fourth, Ben Simmons.
Impressive dime count there. And you like to see that from a rookie. No better way to make a first impression than by spreading the wealth.
And his teammates love him, guys. I mean, and why wouldn't they? He's tenacious. He's unselfish. Delivers the ball where they can do something with it. I mean, that gets you favor with your teammates right away.
And you can see there the defender gets caught up on the pick.
I think he's got to be more aggressive, stronger, getting through those screens. Can't allow shooters that kind of space to pull the trigger.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
And they take the lead. Booker's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
Hey, major props to Josh Jackson. Made an intelligent play there. Has a good feel for when his guys have a clean look.
Screen by Sharch. Here's Simmons. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Simmons got his second bucket tonight.
Simmons absolutely in his comfort zone near the rim. I mean, uses his body extremely well and typically gets exactly the kind of shot he wants.
And here's Booker from the arc. No good.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
Yeah, the half and half balls are going their way, and that's really a function of effort and intensity. You know, the ball doesn't discriminate. Whoever goes and gets it, that's who owns it.
The 76ers shooting their first free throw of the evening.
And in terms of team numbers, the free throw percentage is right at 74.
Guys, their free throw shooting has slipped a bit since last year, but not really to the point where they should be overly concerned about it.
And that one misses. And the Sixers, Clark, this summer traded away a pick to move up and take Markelle Fultz, but still, they have a surplus of draft picks in the pipeline.
Great young talent, no doubt, guys, with more on the horizon. You know what? They've got a wealth of assets that should transform this Sixers team over the next few seasons.
5 to shoot. There's the triple. Nailed from three-point land. Booker's got 6.
And they can't allow him too many open looks like that. That's just inviting trouble.
Embiid sets the pick for Simmons. Sharge outside. Embiid inside. Chandler on him. And Embiid gets it to go.
Really like seeing Embiid exert his will, be assertive here. I mean, getting whatever shot he wants inside.
Booker the pass to Payton. Chris kicks to Payton. Chandler with the screen on Simmons. Here's Payton. It's deflected.
Oh, you cannot forget about the long reach and wingspan of Simmons. I mean, he uses it exceptionally well on defense to come away with block shots.
And for Joel Embiid, some real tough times to start his NBA career. Greg sidelined, as we know, for the first 2 seasons with injuries. And just when he got going in season 3, he was dealt a knee injury.
Yeah, it has not been easy. And remember, Joel Embiid is so competitive. You know, he came to the game late, but fell for it hard, and this is what he lives for, to be out on the court helping his team compete.
The first free throw is good. And Joel Embiid, from the time he started playing basketball in Cameroon through the University of Kansas, Clark, he began patterning his game after Hakeem Olajuwon.
Well, it sounds like he's a visual learner because he got a DVD of Hakeem and said he watched it almost daily. Their stories are similar. Both started playing hoops relatively late. Both are from Africa. And you watch the gracefulness of Embiid's moves inside. Easy to see the influence of Olajuwon.
Count the basket.
Terrific timing on that pass, placing it in a great spot, ideal spot where his teammate could score.
Sharch dishes to Simmons, and Simmons slams it in.
Boy, a bunch of strength on that slam from Simmons, punching it down and sending a real message in the process.
Chandler a screen. Here's the screen. Embiid with the steal. Payton against Simmons. And here's Covington from the arc. Chandler with the rebound. Chandler's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Jackson against Covington. Chandler with a screen for Jackson. Shoots over Covington, but he gets it back. And the rejection by Embiid.
And Embiid is a determined defender. I mean, swatting away shots. He's got excellent reach and timing. Makes him a good shot blocker.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on him.
A nice shot by Booker. Here's Fultz. 32 points for him last game against Denver. Outside, Simmons. It's deflected. Booker outside. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. Jackson's got 3 assists in the game. And now we'll get a perspective here on the hustle game, how it's been going for the Suns.
Well, you have to admire their intensity in the paint defensively. I mean, really contesting and even blocking shots. Definitely a factor early.
And also, how about the fact defensively they're getting that backboard and getting out in transition, especially in this first half.
And the Suns with a completely new group on the floor. 76ers trailing. And here's McConnell. Johnson left side. Shoots over Len. Rejected by Len. Warren against Anderson. Now the pass to Len. Out to the wing. Len sets a screen for Ulis. Len. It's good on the putback. Now it's a 3-point Phoenix lead.
And folks, he did not luck into that one. He knew just where he wanted to be to grab that backboard.
McConnell with it. He feeds it to Ilyasova. No good again that time.
Oh, great effort there. That's how you defend the paint.
Exactly. Can't play it any better than that, Greg.
Really, the defense is helpless to stop a layup right there. Just too much of an advantage in terms of the mismatch. And when you see T.J. Warren on the court, I just love his activity. I mean, he's always cutting and moving without the basketball. Very adept at finding those openings on the floor.
One shot.
That free throw good from Warren. And Warren last season had his year interrupted by injury, cooled off after the fast start. But, Greg, he will always play with that activity.
Yeah, and he's so good at switching directions on a defender. Seemingly simple moves help him create great space both with and without the ball.
Now, here's Reddick. 4 on the clock. Anderson passes to McConnell. but they recover it. Here's Johnson. Shoots over Len. Rejected by Len.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Yeah, sensational is a really good word for it, Greg. They're tearing it up on the glass. Much love goes his way. I mean, he refused to give up on the glass. Nice to see him rewarded because of his hustle.
That one goes. Count it.
And giving up some height, he just finds a way to carve out a little separation.
Yeah, you know, he doesn't back down from anybody, Greg. Effective at getting the room he wants, and then gets his shot off in time.
Now here's Len. 11 points for him in that last game against Sacramento. Here's Warren. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops. Warren's got his second bucket of the night.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
Here is Ilyasova. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Redick with the 3. Rebound by Williams. Suns leading by 8. Now Warren, 5 points in the game. On the wing, Williams. Now here's Ulis. Defense is right there. High arcing shot. Here's Len. And the lead now, double digits on that bucket. And now it's a 10-point Suns lead.
And boy, have they come out strong, really pounding the offensive board for second chance points.
Ultra impressive, guys. Caught them off guard, and they've taken the momentum in this game now.
Daniels with it, covered by Redick. Daniels kicks to Ulis. .135 left here in the opening quarter. That one misses. 3 shots, all come up empty. And he gets that one to go off the front iron. Ilyasova's got his first bucket of the night. Here's Ulis. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. Warren on the wing. Puts up a 3. Ulis can't get it to go.
You know, he might want to think about deferring for a while. He's had his chances this quarter, but just not able to convert.
And Anderson has it in the corner. Redick inside the line, and it's Phoenix with the rebound. Williams has got his 3rd rebound tonight. Tipped away. Here's McConnell. Here's Johnson. And it's Phoenix with the rebound.
Oh, that's terrific defense there. That's how you protect the rim.
Warren on the wing. He's covered by Anderson. Phoenix no good that time either.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
Now here's McConnell. Ilyasova a screen. McConnell kicks to Redick. 3-pointer. No good on the buzzer beater. And that concludes the first quarter of play. Phoenix ahead as they end the first quarter with a huge surge. An 18-6 run. 2K Sports back to Phoenix after this. And Tyson Chandler, known for being a great teammate, a very vocal leader certainly. He talked about how important that is for an NBA locker room.
Players do the policing. Coach sets a standard, but players individually call out other players. You know, whether it be timeout, whether it be halftime, whether it be pulling guys to the side, you know, in practice. When you have that going on, you see multiple guys doing that, that's when you know you have a good team.
Don't you need a player like this of Chandler's caliber and character, Greg, to make that kind of a teamwork? You know, have the that feel in the locker room, that leadership role that everybody believes in and respects?
No doubt about it, Kevin. And that weighty stature is built on experience and credentials, as you mentioned, like having that championship ring or being an all-star. But when you have it and use it that way, the coach doesn't have to worry about the locker room because Chandler has got that covered.
And we're getting back to the action in our New Year's Eve broadcast. And from what we've seen, guys, from Phoenix, what do you guys see?
And through that first period, for me, their work on the glass has been the difference.
Yep, pounding away on the boards. I mean, controlling the backboards. It's been a huge difference so far.
Taking a look at the 76ers, T.J. McConnell is out there with J.J. Redick. Then there's Anderson. Then it's Johnson. And it's Ilyasova in at the 4 spot. Yep, it goes in, and the Suns' lead is cut down to just 8 points on the bucket from Redick. Ulis kicks to Warren. Glenn with a screen on Anderson. Here's Warren. A rebound by Johnson. The 76ers trail by 8. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill. Now, that's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
Textbook defense all around. Nice job at contesting the shot without fouling, and that's how you do it. Well done.
And Clark, just how important to a team is it to have a veteran presence on it? Like, how did the vets on the Pacers help you when you were a rookie or a young player in the league?
You know what? I think it's invaluable, Kevin. I was a 21-year-old rookie. I left after my junior year at Ohio State. And veteran players, Herb Williams, had been there a year or two. Guys like Billy Knight and George Johnson, Butch Carter were around. And having those guys talk about what it takes. And we were a very young team and had young veterans, but still they were invaluable in terms of giving you an example of how to go about your business to be successful as a pro.
So for the Suns, Jackson, he's checked in for Williams, and it's Devin Booker in for Daniels. And the 76ers will go for a different look here. Joel Embiid, he's checked in for Johnson. Saric comes in for Ilyasova. Robert Covington's checked in for Justin Anderson, and it's Fulton for T.J. McConnell.
And up and down this Suns roster, there is a ton of youth. One of the younger teams in our league last season, and that was weighted with Tyson Chandler's age. A lot of young players looking to make their mark here in the NBA.
Hits it from 3-point range.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync, tremendous communication and awareness.
Now, here's Ulis. Now the dish to Booker. Warren kicks to Ulis. Second chance shot. And the shot by Warren, no good. The 76ers trail by 6. Screen by Saric. Here's Covington. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
And, you know, through the long rebuild in Philly, the Sixers' strategy was to develop unproven players and try to find some diamonds in the rough. Not a bad way to go when you're going to be patient. And Robert Covington might have been their best find. A very good defender at both forward spots.
That free throw, no good. And Covington offensively, mostly a catch-and-shoot score.
Yeah, he plays well off others. His three-point percentage has kind of went south the last few seasons, but if he works on that, I think he's got a place with this team, or if not this team, then certainly in the league.
Catching up on the changes for Phoenix. Tyson Chandler is checked in for Len. Chris comes in for Warren. And it's Elfrid Payton in for Tyler Ulis. Now here's Payton. A 17-point game for him in the win against the Kings in Sacramento.
And equally spent as much energy on his D. I mean, 4 steals kind of tell the story.
You know, the defense was on the shooter, but in the end, sometimes you just have to tip your hat to better offense.
Embiid sets the pick for Fultz. Kicks it to Covington. Another miss by Philadelphia. Suns leading by 7. A pull-up, and the whistle blows, and it's going to be an over-the-back call here.
And you can live with those over-the-back calls sometimes because at least it's an effort play.
Well, you still got to know the situation and be aware. I mean, he wasn't getting to that ball. Best to not get out of control and pick up that foul.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Here's Embiid, and Embiid throws it down.
Embiid is a very assertive player, a player who fights the defense on these contact finishes and does so with confidence.
The Suns have gone 3 of 7 shooting the ball here in the second quarter. Payton dishes to Chandler. Here's Chris. A three-pointer off the mark.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
Fultz. Here's Simmons. Pass to Embiid. Over Chris. And off the front iron, and in it goes. And it's 8 points for Joel Embiid.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
Now the 76ers on the break. Simmons is running. Again, Philadelphia.
That, to me, is good use of the mid-range J by Simmons, taking whatever the defense gives him out there.
Phoenix leading by 3. Booker outside. There's a screen by Chris. Booker the pass to Payton. Jackson setting the pick here for Payton. Had a hand on it. Hit his foot. And the official saying it was kicked. Here's Fultz.
You know what? He's just stone cold right now. Really not sure if he's their best option offensively as they try to get back in this game.
Phoenix has gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. There's a screen by Chris. Saric against Booker. To the inside. That's good from Chandler on the assist by Booker. Chandler's got his second basket of the night. And Simmons kicks to Fultz. Covington in the corner. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
Man, I like to see Covington get aggressive in the paint, sending a message to the defense with that dunk.
He shot 2 free throws in the game, made 1 and missed 1. Free throw drops for Covington. Well, having depth is such a big deal for these teams, Clark. As you get deep into the season, we see how these injuries begin to pile up.
Yeah, and they can hurt you. And you know they're going to happen. You've got to be lucky. A lot of it depends on your preparation and your preventative training. And that's not only on the training staff, but it's also on the players to take care of their bodies, get their rest, and do the things they need to do to try to be ready to play every game.
Here's Simmons following the basket by Elfrid Payton. And Simmons kicks to Fultz. Embiid the screen. Fultz dishes to Covington. Just 5 to shoot. Saric. It's deflected. Booker left side. Jackson has the open look from outside off the mark. The 76ers trail by 4. And Simmons kicks to Saric. The second chance effort. Shoots from 14. Reverses. No one near Fultz as he lets it go. Bangs home the trifecta. Fultz has got 5 points so far.
And you got to guard Fultz from this spot. I mean, when he has the space to fire from deep, he makes the defense pay.
Chandler kicks to Booker. Feeds it to Jackson. Booker in the corner. They get a hand on it. It's stolen by Fultz. He dishes it to Embiid. And you see Markelle Fultz and how he plays. Wasn't as high coming into college, but he changed that tune after one season.
And in that final year, Fultz grew a full 3 inches. I think that helped move him into the elite prospect range. At 6'5", with that 6'10" wingspan, he has the special size that you look for, and really was the lone bright spot on an otherwise underachieving college team.
Ties it up, and this next one could give them the lead.
You know, you got to love watching Embiid play the game because he has such great passion and really a drive to be great.
And that drops, so they now lead by 1.
Well, you know what this Suns team wants to do when they go up against you? They are looking to get out in the open floor and get easy baskets off transition. One of the best teams in the league when it comes to capitalizing on the break.
Jackson gets the bucket.
You know, Jackson, a real problem in the screen roll action. I mean, he takes advantage of whatever the defense provides.
Embiid the screen. Shard just screen on Chandler. Offensive rebound. Embiid, no good.
Well executed, great rhythm. You've got to finish that one.
Agree with you there, partner, because that screen really freed him up nicely, and that's a shot that if you're a pro, you need to make that one.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
It is. I mean, no reason to back off and give him the layup. I mean, much better off making him go to the line.
Gentlemen, 2 shots. Roof shots.
That's good from Jackson. And in general, this Suns team looks to push the tempo, Greg, and play at a very high pace whenever they can.
You know, if you look over the history of the franchise, they've always been at their best when they've played that style. The Suns and that running gun mentality just seem to go hand in hand, and I think also it happens to work well with the athletes that are presently on this roster. And one of the things that stands out about Josh Jackson out of Kansas, his playmaking ability at that forward position. For a guy 6'8", you can put the ball in his hands and let him create offense for you, much like a Draymond Green. Is it me, or does it just feel like he gets every rebound that comes up?
Well, he practically has gotten every one that's available. A 20-plus rebounding game is not something we get to see very often, Greg.
Now here's Jackson. He had 13 points in the win against the Kings in Sacramento. No one near Payton as he lets it go. And it's off from three-point range. And Josh Jackson, Greg, out of Kansas, able to step into that point forward role well.
And in today's game, you can't have too many playmakers on the court at one time. Josh Jackson is Draymond Green 2.0. You know, a little bit better athlete, can be a difference maker defensively, but also has that high IQ on the offensive side to make everybody better.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Chandler with the steal. Down low. And Chris throws it down.
Oh, I love the way Payton is always looking to swing the ball. I mean, he's constantly on the lookout for the ball reversal to help an open teammate get a shot.
And the replay presented by Under Armour. Unleash chaos, giving us the chance to enjoy that alley-oop all over again. Now here's Ilyasova. His last outing, he had 8 points. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. It's on Tyson Chandler.
Well, you know, you talk about an NBA body. Justin Anderson, 6'6", about 230 pounds. As I recall, he posted a 43-inch vertical in the NBA Combine. That's elite strength and athleticism.
And the first one drops. Clark, you know, it's interesting. The league is going towards small ball, but there's a demand for strong physical wings, and Justin Anderson certainly fits the bill.
Yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly there. As more power forwards stray and navigate to the perimeter, you want guys who can defend shooting guard through power forward, and Anderson has the body strength and quickness to do that. This has been a rough, turbulent outing for him so far. Fortunately, the rest of his team has bailed him out.
Outside, Redick jacks up a three. Phoenix grabs the miss. Land's got 4 rebounds in this game. Ulis kicks to Daniels. And that comes off the assist by Ulis. Daniels has got himself on the board with 3 there.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
McConnell passes to Johnson. Now, here's McConnell. He's guarded closely. Fouled in the act of shooting. A 3-point play chance coming up.
No issues on that one. Good work all around. And T.J. McConnell, undrafted out of Arizona, but he caught on with the Sixers, and I tell you what, made an immediate impact. Standing at about 6'2" and just over 200 pounds. He brings that physicality at the defensive end of the floor.
Greg, you were a defensive-minded guard. Do you see any similarities to what McConnell brings to the table?
You know, I love his toughness. He's got quick feet, a strong lower base, and, you know, he gets into you, and he racks up his fair share of steals because of it.
Now here's Len, the 15-footer, and the shot is long. 1:32 left to play in the first half. The shot by Redick, no good.
Now that's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
Textbook defense all around. Nice job at contesting the shot without fouling, and that's how you do it. Well done.
Now here's Warren. After J.J. Redick's miss, shot clock at 3. Here's Len, pass to Daniels. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. Just a moment to look back at how things were last season for this team as we look at the shot breakdown for the 76ers.
And they were focused on spreading the floor and getting good looks from three-point range. That was the key to their offense. They put in a lot of work on the perimeter.
Gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
No good on that one.
Yeah, nice job of drawing the contact and creating opportunities at the line.
My kind of hoops. Straight ahead, playing downhill, and physical.
And he can't make the second free throw either, missing both.
And for the Sixers, trust the process was the motto. And the process now finally bearing fruit. You see the young talent. Now it's about figuring out how all these pieces fit together.
Here is Daniels. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against the Kings in Sacramento. If they time it right, they can end this quarter with a 2-for-1.
And that's how you want to end the quarters.
Here's McConnell. Outside for Redick. And Anderson has it in the corner. Outside, Redick. It's good from long range. Redick's got his second basket of the night.
Excellent confidence from Redick. Really good. I mean, taking his time, his form, textbook.
Here's Ulis. He's covered by McConnell. A floater. Johnson with the block.
Excellent defensive commitment that time from Johnson. He's always there and present.
And a good example there of why it's important to change ends quickly.
Vitally important. I mean, if you relax for a second, you're cooked. You're toast. They learned that lesson there.
It's all tied in Phoenix. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Alfred, how big is defense going to be in the second half to help you get this win?
It's going to be big. That's what it's going to come down to. Defense wins games.
It certainly does, Alfred. Thank you. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, folks. Ernie Johnson here alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Devin Booker had it going on in the first quarter. He had 13 points and 1 assist. Kenny, let's start with you. What did you think about the Suns?
Well, I thought their turning point was when the bench came in. Those guys really hustled, and they gave the team some energy, and then they started to score baskets. That was a bonus.
And over to Shaq. What did you think about Philadelphia?
I really like how they limited turnovers. You know, they didn't play it too safe. They made some really nice passes. When you can play like this and cut back turnovers, it can add up to over 10, 8, 12, 15, 16 easy points, Ernie. I don't know how many points, a lot of easy points. They'll be in good shape if they can keep making the same smart plays.
That's it for halftime. Glad you could join us, as now we send you back to the action for the start of the third quarter.
The streets around this beautiful arena in downtown Phoenix, the home of the Suns. And it's been a back-and-forth game so far with no ground given through the first half. Third quarter starting here now. You gotta like what Devin Booker is doing in this one.
Yeah, what a shot in the arm he gave them in that first half. The three ball just kept falling.
Yeah, and you know what, as far as I'm concerned, keep feeding it. Gotta ride the hot hand.
Well, Phoenix shooting around 36%. They're just not able to finish consistently. Booker and Jackson, the young perimeter pair. Chris and Chandler are up front, and it's Payton in at the point guard. So that's who Earl Watson starts the second half with. Now here's Payton with the floater, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. That one on Embiid.
I like the fact that Payton is aggressive in forcing the defense's hand. He's not easy to match up against, given how smart he is and his size.
That's good from Payton, and more than ever, we see great passers at the 4 and 5 positions in the NBA. Clark, who do you think are some of the better big men passing in the league right now?
Well, there are a number of guys that fall into that category. I love Marc Gasol out of Memphis. I mean, this guy has a nice touch shooting it and passing the ball, good feel for the game. Blake Griffin, highly skilled as a passer, particularly facing the basket. Really makes it tough for the defense. Those two guys, Draymond Green, you'd have to throw into that group as well. Nice big man passer. And even David West, although a role player, David can find open teammates as well as any big guy.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high percentage looks from inside.
And even under pressure in close, I think they've still done a good job maintaining concentration and converting the opportunities.
One shot, gentlemen.
And the free throw is good, now leading by 1.
And Ben Simmons, who was the first pick in 2016 out of LSU, probably the most heralded player to come out of that school since the great Shaquille O'Neal. And I tell you what, Simmons has drawn some comparisons to some other greats, most notably LeBron James and Magic Johnson.
Here's Chandler. No luck, they battled on the glass but couldn't knock it down.
Got to find a way to energize themselves, get going. 0 for 3. They're looking for their rhythm right now.
This one for 3. The shot by Sharch, no good. And Greg, the Sixers want to ease him into it, but they see Ben Simmons not just as a point forward, but a point guard as well.
And he's got all the ability. Think about this. The Sixers haven't had a player 6'10 or taller average over 3 assists since Wilt Chamberlain back in 1967. The second they drafted Simmons, you knew that would change.
And here is Simmons after Josh Jackson hitting the 3. Here's Fultz, and finished off by Fultz.
Hey, Kevin, somehow, some way, this guy makes these tough physical baskets and just drops your jaw with the way he does it.
And the one thing that you gotta love about Markelle Fultz is his versatility. I mean, he's got the size, the passing and scoring ability to succeed at either guard position. He's almost Westbrookish.
One shot.
And you ask the scouts about Fultz, he has the complete game.
You know, Kevin, he checks all the boxes. Athleticism, the size to play above the rim, and above all, I think the feel for the game is quite apparent when you watch him play.
Man, I like how Peyton runs things. I mean, his passing first mentality is exactly what you want from your point guard.
Embiid sets the pick for Fultz. Passes it to Embiid, and Chandler sends it back.
I wonder what the score would be if they weren't controlling the backboard.
And, Greg, it's clearly been their edge, and in a close game like this, you look for every edge you can find.
Now Simmons, after Josh Jackson's three-pointer that didn't go.
And how about the basketball IQ of Chandler? Just knows exactly when to sky and commit to blocking shots.
Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now. And here is Simmons. He's got 11. Embiid the screen. And it's Simmons penetrating. And it's Marquise Chris with the foul. That's his third foul of the game.
Man, it's close, but, you know, didn't get on balance quick enough.
Yeah, and as quick as players are at this level, in this day and age, I mean, you've got to be perfect in your anticipation to draw the charge.
Now here's Simmons. Steady offensive output from him, averaging more than 16 points a game. Peyton with the ball. Now guarded by Simmons. Launches it. It doesn't go for him. Now the 76ers take it the other way. Their last encounter was in Philadelphia.
And their last time playing this club, foul trouble became a big problem for them. Their starters had to take an early stint on the bench.
They've just got to be more careful tonight. It's that simple. I mean, those guys are too valuable. They need them on the floor.
Here's Sharch. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
2 shots. Foul. 2.
The 76ers have shot 10 of 13 from the free throw line.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
And that one falls from Saric. And for the Sixers this summer, all the talk was whether they'd get the Lakers pick if it fell outside the top 3. They end up swapping picks with the Kings, who jump into the top 3.
Yeah, and the Kings ended up, Kevin, getting the Sixers pick at number 5. Still a jump from the 8th spot in the draft order, so not all bad for them. That goes back to 2015 when the Kings made a trade to clear cap space for Rajon Rondo.
Clark, as an analyst, do you feel you view the game drastically different from when you were in your playing days in college and the NBA?
Yeah, you know what, Kevin, I really do, because I've benefited from the different coaches we've had a chance to visit with over the years, and that's added to my perspective. And you tend to look at things differently when you're playing. I was always a student of the game, but clearly I think I've become a lot more analytical as an analyst, if that makes any sense.
Yes. Here's Saric. Phoenix able to drain the 3, and the shot goes in from Embiid.
And Embiid is H-E efficient. That's super efficient, folks. When he gets cooking, the defense knows they're in for a long night.
And Booker kicks to Chris. Good. A nice assist from Booker. Chris has got 8 here in the quarter.
Yeah, the D with very little pressure on their perimeter shooters. 3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been from beyond.
Now here's Simmons. 11 points in the game. Here's Saric. The good-looking shot from the wing.
Boy, what's most impressive about Simmons is how he finds the open man so consistently. The vision, the unselfishness. That's what you want to see out of him.
Here's Payton. 3-point lead. Chandler outside. Back to Payton. Pass to Chris. Simmons pulls it in. Simmons got 3 rebounds now in this one. Here's Embiid. He kicks it to Saric. Chandler with the steal. Payton with the ball. He has 6. And the call is going to be, yes, it is, an illegal screen.
And those are the kinds of mistakes that are magnified when we're talking about a game down the stretch.
Williams, he's checked in for Phoenix. The 76ers trail by 3. Now Fultz. He's got 8. Outside, Simmons. Embiid with a screen on Payton. Here's Simmons. An easy layup after coming off the pick. Simmons got 13.
Simmons is an absolute thoroughbred as a scorer. A dominant offensive talent who scores in a lot of different ways.
Payton dishes to Booker. Back to Payton. Chandler with a screen for Payton. A picture-perfect screen play, and the jumper's good. Payton's got 4 points this quarter.
Anytime Payton is involved in screen and roll action, usually it's going to lead to a basket. He's really smart and typically makes the right decision more times than not.
Now here's Fultz. He's playing a pretty big role for him at the offensive end, averaging about 12.5 points a game. Simmons. Payton with some nice D.
No one to blame on that one but himself. You get looks like that, you've got to take advantage.
The shot by Saric, no good.
Yeah, good interior D there prevents the deuce.
And, you know, that's not easy at all. When guys get this close to the bucket, it's tough to stop the basket.
Now here's Payton. 8 points for him. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
And Jackson with the block.
You know, one of the things Jackson is well known for is his defense. I mean, he's athletic, he's got good timing, and he really relishes playing defense. And his length is actually very helpful as well.
Jackson with it, defended by Covington. Booker outside. Clock at 4. And he's fouled on the shot. 1 free throw coming up.
How about the concentration? He gets hit but stays with the play and gets the finish.
Innovation and improvisation right there, Greg. Finding a way to get that shot to fall after taking the contact.
Here's what Phoenix has got going on right now. Alex Len's checked in for Chandler. Warren comes in for Jackson. And it's Troy Daniels in for Elfrid Payton. Free throw good, Booker. And more it's looking like Devin Booker, the 13th pick in the 2015 draft, is going to be one of the biggest steals of that draft class.
And he's one that all GMs are looking at, and they wish they could have a redo. I mean, Booker was very young when he entered the draft, and some teams maybe shied away from that. But clearly he's shown that he could be one of the best players in that class. The only place for shots like that are in shoot-around.
Exactly. I mean, that shot is one he shouldn't even think about taking.
Yeah, terrific play right there. Great strength to finish through the contact.
That's exactly how it should be done. Get the bump, concentrate on the shot, and you'll get the bucket too.
What do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the Suns?
Well, it's been an outstanding game for them in the open court. Their fast break points really stand out.
And also, guys, they take a lot of pride in their ability to rebound the basketball, especially on the offensive end.
And the free throw, no good. The 76ers trail by 8. To stop the run, he takes it up and lays it in. McConnell's got 7.
They didn't have much of a problem getting the ball into the post that time.
To the wing on the left. Ulis passes to Len. Now here's Ulis. Not a lot of room. Back to Len. And he drops in the layup off the glass. 6 points for him.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety.
Now here's McConnell. He has 7. Left side Anderson. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. And picks taken in the late first round can be a bit of a crapshoot, Clark. But Justin Anderson, taken with the 21st pick back in 2015, he sure seems like a keeper.
Yeah, I concur with everything you said there, Kevin. I mean, seeing him at Virginia, you knew he had the physical tools. It's just a matter of developing his skills and his shooting ability to be able to succeed at this level, and I think he will.
Shooting 2.
Free throw, good, Anderson. And Brett Brown, such a great fit in Philadelphia. He loves the town, loves the game, loves to coach. He says about the town, Clark, it reminds him of his hometown.
Well, that's nice to hear because he does embody a lot of the grit that you come to know and expect from Philadelphians. I mean, it reminds him of where he's from. He's faced the media through tough times. He's always candid and forthright. And he's coaching with a long lens, as he put it, building towards something great. And, man, I tell you, that passion and enthusiasm just oozes out of him, which is pretty cool to see.
Now, here's McConnell. He's got 7. That one falls. 7 points for J.J. Redick. Suns leading by 5. There's Ulis. Len, a screen. Baseline jumper. Ulis, good. Ulis has got 5 points so far.
And you can see there the defender gets caught up on the pick.
I think he's got to be more aggressive, stronger, getting through those screens. Can't allow shooters that kind of space to pull the trigger. No excuse for that kind of defense. I'm positive they're upset about that.
The feed to Warren. There's a screen by Williams. There's the screen. Out of bounds. It'll be 76ers ball. And here is the shot chart as we see how things are going for Peyton.
Well, just look at the cluster in the middle of the paint. That right there tells you all you need to know about how they have built the lead they have. They are playing with more intensity on the offensive side of the ball, and it's the difference in the game right now. You have to love how they've approached this matchup.
And it's the 76ers with the ball, trailing by 4. Now, here's McConnell. Johnson kicks to Ilyasova. Over Williams. That's good from Ilyasova on the assist by Johnson.
Nice looking shot from Ilyasova. He hits these shots consistent, especially when the defense doesn't make their presence felt.
Now here's Len. He has 6. Warren on the wing. And he uses the glass on the layup. Warren's got 4 this quarter.
Wow, what a pass there. He made that a very easy basket with that setup.
1:46 left in the third. And here's McConnell. He has 7. Dishes to Anderson. 6 to shoot. Outside, Redick. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
Tell you what, Kevin, it would be helpful if he would start to contribute a little more on offense, because when he's missing, it makes it really hard for this team.
On the wing, Daniels, covered by Redick. It's tipped. Anderson outside, and finished off by Anderson.
And the athleticism of Anderson is really impressive, slashing to the rim with ease. Excellent speed allows him to do that.
Warren kicks to Williams. And the pass to Daniels. Warren against Anderson. Shot off the screen. Good for another field goal. Number 5 in the night. 5 for 10 shooting.
Great job of utilizing that screen and finding space to knock down the jumper. Good basketball.
There's 37 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Ilyasova a screen. Redick for 3. Len grabs the board. Len's got his 8th rebound here tonight. Warren against Anderson. The 11-footer. They get it back, and plenty of contact on the shot. So 2 free throws coming up. And the foul called on the Philadelphia 76ers. For Phoenix, they have gone 7 of 11 from the line. First one falls for him.
And done a much better job from the line this half. They've gotten that percentage up over 80 for the game.
Both free throws good from Len. We've got 13 seconds left here in the third quarter. They set the pick. Johnson the screen. McConnell kicks to Redick. Good. And McConnell gets the assist. And that's 13 points for J.J. Redick.
Like seeing Redick work the screen there. Very effective at finding the room he needs to get his shot up.
3 quarters of play in a close game here. Phoenix ahead, up by 3. 2K Sports, back to Phoenix after this. We welcome you back to what has been a good one here as we get into the fourth quarter. McConnell with it, taking a look at the 76ers. Redick and Covington make up the perimeter. Ilyasova out there with Johnson. And it's McConnell in at the point. Knocks down the 3 ball.
And now he's starting to get it going. 4 3-pointers in the game for him, and 3 have come in this half.
Len a screen. To the paint. Lays it in off the pretty alley-oop.
Oh, what a beautiful pass. And then to catch and finish all in one motion. Stupendous.
An alley-oop like that, Greg, is so rare you just got to take a second and enjoy it.
And you know what, fellas? You've got to really, really admire somebody with the confidence to even try a pass like that.
Here's McConnell. The Suns getting the bucket. The kick out to Ilyasova. And he tries off the glass, but it's no good. And now here comes Daniel. Leading the break. He can't get it to go.
And, you know, even though they're up, he's been off his game this quarter, having trouble finding the basket.
Reddick. Pass to McConnell to take the lead. Len grabs the board.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Here's Chris. And Chris throws it down.
Oh, and he went for the two-hander on the slam using some muscle.
Some urgency from him there, sure.
I get the feeling, guys, that he may be sensing that this is a critical time in this game.
Now, here's McConnell. He feeds it to Ilyasova. Now, here's McConnell. He's covered closely. Drops in the tray.
And, you know, whenever Covington is squaring up like that, he's money. Just an exceptional shooter with range for days.
Timeout called, the Suns. And during this timeout, I'm sure they'll be hydrating themselves with Gatorade. All the effort out there on the floor, and these timeouts can be such a huge factor in getting a short rest and recharging the battery. And the Suns here with a different look. Tyson Chandler is checked in for Alex Len. Jackson comes in for TJ Warren. Booker, he's checked in for Troy Daniels. And it's Payton in for Ulis. And Philadelphia will go for a different look here. Joel Embiid, he's checked in for Johnson. Saric comes in for Ilyasova. Fultz, he's checked in for J.J. Redick. And Simmons subbed in for T.J. McConnell. On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Hey guys, I listened in on what Earl Watson was talking about with his players. With this game still up for grabs, he told his team, hey, we're in position to take this one, guys. Let's stay focused and stay together, and we'll get it done. We'll see how it plays out, Kevin.
Now here's Booker. Payton dishes to Chandler. Down low, here's Chris. And Chris throws it down.
I tell you what, I don't know what he did in the locker room, but he needs to do a little bit more of it because he's on fire.
Embiid the screen. Here's Simmons. It's Covington on the wing. Can't tie it up as that one misses. Suns leading by 3. Booker the pass to Chandler. Rebound by the 76ers. Fultz has got his 3rd rebound on the night. Saric, that's good.
And after a scoreless first half, you're starting to see signs of life here in the second.
Now here's Payton. Pass to Chris. And Booker kicks to Chandler. Embiid with the steal. Saric has the open look. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. Simmons got his 4th assist in this one. All right, well, look at how the hustle game has been going for the 76ers.
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ballgame.
Yeah, but also, they haven't missed a beat in terms of their fast break game. That's been equally as effective all night long. Oh, big time put back there. What a great motor on this guy.
There is no one who goes after those rebounds harder.
And night in and night out, that's what he provides.
Now here's Jackson. After Ben Simmons' miss, it's rebounded by Fultz. One-on-one here. Here's Covington. He can't hit that time. Some solid defense there from Jackson. To the inside. Here's Chandler. Hits the jump hook. And the Suns lead by 2.
You know, Jackson is really a solid passer at his position. Excellent at setting his guys up.
And Simmons kicks to Saric. It's deflected and stolen by Booker. Covington against Jackson. Here's Payton. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. 10 points for Tyson Chandler. The 76ers trail by 4. Here's Saric. Fouled in the act of shooting. A 3-point play chance coming up.
And he has starting to turn it on now after that slow start.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
The Suns have gone 6 of 11 since the start of the fourth quarter. And Booker kicks to Chris. Good. And a nice assist from Booker. Booker's got 3 assists tonight.
And after only making 35% of their shots in that first half, they are slowly getting into a groove here in the second.
Now here's Simmons. The dish to Fultz. Charge, a screen on Booker. They get it back. Embiid, the pass to Fultz. Tries again. Kicks to Sharge. They had a number of cracks at it, but came away empty-handed. Covington against Jackson. Feeds to Payton. Back to Jackson. And they double up Jackson. Passes it to Chris. The shot by Payton. And the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim. Now it's a 6-point Suns lead. Philadelphia's gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc since the final quarter's gotten underway. Embiid the screen. Here's Simmons, and the whistle blows, so a chance here for a 3-point play.
Excellent concentration that time by the 6'10" Simmons. Very good at completing these chances despite the defense's best efforts.
And Ben Simmons said he didn't take a lot of outside shots in college because he didn't need to. He could get to the rim pretty much at will.
Well, he'll find that will not be the case at this level. His shots inside will be challenged a lot more. His perimeter shot has been the question mark, and that's where I think he's got to improve.
One shot, gentlemen.
That's good from Simmons.
Yeah, and the work they've done at the line has been impressive here in the second half.
Booker dishes to Chandler. Here's Payton, and the rejection by Embiid. And now the fast break. Embiid with the ball. And Embiid throws it down.
Boy, I like the edge that Embiid plays with. Great at recognizing when he's clear to throw it down on you.
The Suns have gone 8 of 14 from the floor here in the fourth quarter. And Booker kicks to Chandler. Now the feed to Booker. He dishes it to Jackson. Clock at 6. Payton with the ball. Now guarded by Sharge. Payton's shot is off.
And he's just a tough defender. Good positioning to get after that shot.
Did a good job guarding the mid-range, extended out nicely, and definitely bothered the shot.
Now here's Embiid. He kicks to Fultz. To take the lead, he lays it in.
Man, I love the energy Fultz plays with, Kevin. I mean, when he's deep in the paint, he's really comfortable going up to shoot it.
Payton kicks to Chandler. No good again that time.
Allowing no space for the shooter to get comfortable. Just terrific defense.
Yeah, excellent extension on the block. Superb timing as well to swat that one away.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Jackson kicks to Chris. Chandler right side. Back to Chris. The 3. And it's Philadelphia with the rebound. Simmons got his 5th rebound in this one. Fires from the line. Hits some rim on the way in. And the bucket's good. And now a 5-point 76ers lead. Phoenix has gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Payton passes to Booker. Payton against Simmons. Nice ball movement by Phoenix. Payton up top. He used that pick just right. Payton's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Boy, sweet J from Payton. The defense can't afford to leave him open there.
And Simmons kicks to Fultz. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. Simmons got 6 assists in the game.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
You know, the defense, Greg, has really been kept off balance because of the outstanding passes. 4 straight field goals have been made off an assist.
Now here's Booker. There's a screen by Chris. A 3-ball. No good from Booker.
And I wouldn't put it past him, guys, to eventually start hitting those, given what he did in the first half.
Fultz dishes to Covington, and the layup is good after a nice lead pass. And the 76ers lead by 7. Simmons against Payton. Chandler a screen. Payton kicks to Booker. Again, the miss by Booker.
You know, to cut deficits, you got to be making smart basketball plays out there. Taking care of the ball. It's not done by hoisting up bonehead threes like that one.
Now here's Covington. Here's Fultz. And the 76ers tack on 2 more.
Boy, it's so good to see how under control Fultz is. I mean, even when the defense is trying to rattle him, shake him up, distract him, it doesn't bother that sweet jumper.
And the Suns call time.
And not surprising, obviously unhappy with the lack of response from his team.
Can't blame him. I mean, the effort hasn't been there, just has not been there. Hopefully, he can get the fire lit.
And now we get the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Joel Embiid.
And his shooting percentage reflects just how efficient he's been. It's better than 50%, always a sign of a solid offensive performance. But his movement and his shot selection have also both been tremendous.
If he could only contribute like this for them every night, you can't overstate how much better it makes this team when he has a game like this, and on the road no less. To the left wing. Jackson in the corner. Booker outside. There's a screen by Chris. And count it, and a chance for 1 more at the free throw line.
The screenplay worked ideally there, and I'm not talking about the screenplay you see in a movie theater. Gave him more than enough room to get that shot off.
Free throw good, Booker. And the 76ers with possession. They're on a 17-5 run. In the corner, Simmons with it. Screen by Sharch. Off the pick.
Talk about bringing it.
Yeah, whenever Simmons gets a chance to show off his insane jumping skills, he seizes it.
That Unleash Chaos Under Armour replay really giving us a good look at the action. Now here's Booker. Chandler with a screen for Booker. Five to shoot. It's going to be out of bounds. The Suns will retain possession. A minute 20 left to play in the final quarter. They set the screen. Chandler a screen. Jackson from long range. That's in, coming off an assist from Payton. 15 points for Josh Jackson.
And Jackson is a leader. A guy you can count on to take and make important shots.
Now here's Embiid. Screen by Sharch. The shot, no good. Chandler with the defensive effort. To the middle, here's Jackson. Ball's knocked loose. Dishes to Chandler. Goes back up. It's hauled in by the 76ers. Their biggest lead of the game was 9, and so they foul intentionally. And an intentional foul right there.
Gentlemen, two shots. Roof shots.
Good on the first, and that increases their lead to 6.
Well, I look at Fultz, and he has perennial all-star written all over him. A fantastic playmaker who's really got a ready-made skill set for the NBA.
And so both free throws are good, and it's a 7-point game.
Yeah, showing off a really smooth stroke there, and that will add to their lead.
Jackson, a screen on Covington. Here's Payton, and the rejection by Embiid. Simmons left side. Some solid defense there from Jackson. Payton against Simmons. On the wing, Jackson. Here's Chris. The three-pointer, no good. So the 76ers win it. A narrow win under difficult circumstances, Greg, as the visiting team.
It really was, but that didn't seem to bother them. I mean, road team, home team, all I know is they were the better team.
Well said. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. So long, everyone.